Welcome to Bridge Watch. I'm Corey Ranslem with Dryad Global. I'm Corey Ranslem with Dryad Global. This week on the vlog, we're going to tackle a current event. We typically don't do that because the vlogs become dated very quickly, but this is a really important event that's taking place in global maritime security. And what we're talking about this week is the recent agreement that was signed between Russia, Ukraine, and Turkey that was kind of helped negotiated by the United Nations and other parts of the UN to be able to have a transit corridor so that Ukraine can export grain from 3 ports and Russia will be able to export fertilizer. So it's mutually beneficial on both sides. So we're going to dig into this. So if you're watching this, make sure you look at the date that this was posted because within weeks, typically sometimes this changes. So as I mentioned, there's a couple of parts to the agreement. There's an agreement between Russia and Turkey that allows the Russians to export fertilizer. There's also another part of this agreement between Ukraine and Turkey where there will be a corridor that will be established, a safety corridor, so that from 3 different ports in Ukraine, grain will be able to be exported along with fertilizer and other foodstuffs. So this is a really important agreement during the trying times. So let's kind of dig into this. Number one, we're seeing food shortages around the world, especially in parts of Africa and the Middle East, that are contributing to declining security situations. So if you're a subscriber to any of the risk intelligence information we put out, you've seen this over the past week. So it's important to bring the Ukrainian grain to market. So that's number one. It's really important to be able to move this. Number two, the Black Sea is a perfect corridor to be able to export this grain very quickly into the Middle East and Africa out of the Ukraine. So it facilitates a very quick movement of grain and other foodstuffs and fertilizer out of Ukraine. To give you an idea, the pre-war levels of grain exports coming out of the Ukraine were roughly 5 million tons per month. I don't think, and our analysts here at Dryad don't believe that it's going to be immediately get back to that level, but hopefully as this agreement progresses, this is something that we will see in the future. So let's take a look at another issue potential to this agreement, our sea mines. During this conflict, Russia has put a number of sea mines throughout the Black Sea area to stop ships from coming into ports within the Ukraine. So part of what needs to happen is the sea mines in these areas need to be removed so that there's safe passage of vessels coming in and out of this particular humanitarian corridor. One of the other problems that we could see from a security perspective is that Russia could attack other areas outside the port. So the grain in some respects is not just sitting in the port for it all to be exported. Some of this grain still needs to be moved from inland areas via truck and train. So we could see from a security perspective the Russians attack these supply lines, which would really make the humanitarian corridor completely worthless. So this is going to be something to watch from a security perspective over the next week. So this agreement is good for 120 days unless one of the parties pulls out. Another part of this agreement is there's a joint coordination center, JCC, that's being established in Istanbul, Turkey, where ships coming in and out of the corridor will be inspected to make sure that illegal and prohibited items aren't being imported or exported out. And all parties to the agreement, so Turkey, Russia, and Ukraine, will all have inspectors that will be part of this. So there's a lot of logistics that will be a part of this joint coordination center in Istanbul, and this JCC has already been set up. So it's going to be very interesting over the next few days to see the different parts that come into place to see if this agreement will actually move forward. This agreement means a lot more to Ukraine from a GDP perspective by the export of grain, foodstuffs, and fertilizer than it does just to the export of fertilizer for Russia. And we know in the past, if you've been watching this situation unfold, that within days of, or hours actually, of this agreement being signed, the Russians bombed with cruise missiles just outside the port of Odessa. So there's still a lot of moving parts to this agreement. There will be more to come. If you're a subscriber to any of our materials, you will see this in the briefs and analysis on Atlas. We also have a piece that we're putting out that's attached to this video, so make sure you click on the link below and download that. If you have questions about this, security or other issues, make sure you reach out to us. One final comment on this whole operation with the humanitarian corridor. We still have to see if the flag states and the insurance companies who flag and insure the ships will actually allow ships to come in and out of this humanitarian corridor to be able to move the grain. So there's ships stuck in the ports right now that need to move out, and new ships that need to come in for this to be facilitated. So like I said, make sure you tune in, follow us for updates on this agreement and other things that are happening in the Black Sea and around the world. Hey, thanks for joining us on our weekly vlog today. We really appreciate all of our viewers. Make sure you connect to us through our social media detailed in the comments section below. Also, make sure you sign up on our website. We have a ton of free content when it comes to maritime security, threat assessments, and risk intelligence. Also, join the conversation. We want to hear from you as we improve our vlog and our topics each week. So make sure you connect to us and join the conversation.